A woman is sitting on the edge of her bed at 11 at night in a house you've never seen. The lamp is on, the house is quiet, she has a card in her wallet with nothing left on it. You know the number. Everyone hearing me knows their number. She does the math most nights. The math has never come out different. She reaches for her phone with no plan at all, doing the thing everybody does at 11 at night when there's nothing left to try. Something comes up on her feed and she presses play with no expectation whatsoever. And a voice starts talking in the dark. She falls asleep before it finishes. While she is unconscious in that room, in a building she has never entered, in a city she may have never visited, inside a system she has no access to and no standing with and no relationship to beyond a monthly minimum, something reaches. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. And today we activate your magic. Within the next 24 hours, the world is going to prove it to you. I have been reading the comment section in my videos for years, and something's always bothered me. The amounts were never the interesting part. People report $20, people report $50,000, and everything in between. In every currency there is, and after a while, numbers stop registering. What repeats is the clock. 1, sleep, 24 hours. Over and over, in thousands of comments in a dozen countries, the same sentence keeps arriving. They went to sleep, woke up, it had moved. So I built this, and I want to be honest with you about what I built it for. Something other than money is happening in those comments. And I've watched it for 8 years, and I finally understand what it is. So let me paint the picture for you. A woman is sitting on the edge of her bed at 11 at night in a house you've never seen. The lamp is on, the house is quiet. In a specific way, a house goes quiet when everyone else is asleep and the day has finished with you. There's a mug of tea on the nightstand that went cold an hour ago. Somewhere down the hall, a refrigerator hums and shuts off. She has a card in her wallet with nothing left on it. You know the number. Everyone hearing me knows their number. It sits in the chest with a weight that has nothing to do with arithmetic, and it follows her into rooms and it changes what she orders. And when somebody asks her how she is, that number is the reason she says fine. She's done the math tonight. She does the math most nights. The math has never come out different. She reaches for her phone with no plan at all, doing the thing everybody does at 11 at night when there's nothing left to try, which is scrolling. Something comes up on her feed and she presses play with no expectation whatsoever. She puts the phone face down on the nightstand, turns off the lamp, and lies back, and a voice starts talking in the dark. She performs no ritual. Nothing gets written down. Nothing gets burned. No declaration is spoken. No vow is made at midnight. No crystal is held. No intention is set. This is a tired woman with an empty card who put something on it and let it play. And she's far past all that. She falls asleep before it finishes. Now, something begins moving. While she is unconscious in that room, in a building she has never entered, in a city she may have never visited, inside a system she has no access to and no standing with and no relationship to beyond a monthly minimum, something reaches. It knows which institution holds her balance and the figure to the cent, and which night she pressed play, and which hours to move inside, and which mechanism to reach through in an organization that has no mechanism for this whatsoever. A few hours pass, and she wakes up owing nothing at all. The debt was canceled. She paid it in no part. There was no phone call, no negotiation, no filing, no reason. She had been paying the debt on time. No hardship application, no qualifying for anything. A company that exists for the single purpose of collecting that balance decided inside a few hours on an ordinary morning of no importance to anyone to let her go. Sit inside how impossible that is. Because a lottery has a machine. Somebody buys a ticket, numbers get drawn, and however absurd the odds, there is equipment in a room doing what equipment does. Behind a sale stands a business. Behind a settlement stands a lawyer who has been pushing for a year. There is no machine for a canceled debt. No department exists where that happens. She missed no form. Nothing in the entire architecture of that institution has any procedure for a woman who fell asleep with a recording playing and woke up free. I actually called to confirm after I found out who she was, to see if this story was true. The woman is no character that I have invented for this opening. She is real. She wrote 4 sentences under one of my videos years ago and went on with her life. She has no idea that I still remember this one comment. Her comment is public. It's sitting under a money meditation on this channel at this moment underneath thousands of others exactly like it. And she is in your house. She's in your living room, in your kitchen at 2 a.m, doing the math that never comes out different, in your reflection in the bathroom mirror tomorrow while you brush your teeth, and in your hands as you hold this phone, this laptop, this device, delivering my voice into your awareness. Because here's what nobody says about that night. She did nothing. No technique. She skipped every practice I've ever taught on this channel. No vision board or scripting or affirmation into a mirror. No gratitude journal. No 365-day streak. She was unconscious for most of it. So whatever canceled that debt was already in her. It has to be. Nothing was added, learned, or earned between the moment she pressed play and the moment that balance went to zero. She went to sleep carrying something she had carried her entire life and woke up before she did. And it reached into an institution built out of concrete and lawyers and quarterly earnings, and it moved the concrete. And nobody can argue she persuaded them. There's no version of this where her discipline convinced a credit card company or where her belief ran strong enough that an accounting department felt it across 3 states. She was asleep. It worked anyway. You are the magic. You have always been the magic. This is not the first time I've heard this story. I've heard this thousands of times. Miracles happening within 24 hours. You've been having 24-hour magic your entire life. I'm telling you what you already know. The money that showed up the week you needed it and you called it lucky timing. A person who appeared at the exact hinge point and you called it a small world. That check that arrived early with no explanation. A bill quietly waived by someone who had no reason to waive it. Something you found in a coat pocket on one morning it mattered. The job that came through the day after you gave up on it. A call from somebody who had been thinking about that morning. A refund you had forgotten you were owed. The moment when a person handed you exactly what you needed and said they had no idea why they thought of you. Every one of those was the same current surfacing through a different doorway, and every single time the world handed you an explanation and you took it. Because the world has no category for what has been happening in your life, and you learned early that it was safer to have no category either. Those moments were real. The world was wrong. What arrived in that woman's night has arrived in yours many times. The work today is to stabilize what has only been flashing. You don't have to fall asleep to listen to this activation. We are turning it on at the wall rather than letting it spark on and off when nobody is looking. So let me tell you what this is and how it works, because you deserve to know what you are receiving. This is an activation. It's not a sleep meditation. Something other than a meditation, and something other than a lecture or teaching, and something other than a course you have to complete. There is nothing for you to perform and nothing for you to get right. You can be driving, cooking, folding laundry, walking, standing at a window. Your only work is to keep receiving these words and keep allowing them through. Over many years, one ability I have developed is that I am an activator. By listening to my voice, by receiving the frequency and the carrier wave inside it, the activation is occurring in you. It works underneath the thinking mind, at a level the surface intellect has no access to and no vote in. And it is working at this moment while you listen to me explain it. Many of my activations in the past involved me off camera because I'm utilizing a specific tone of voice, a specific sequence of words. And now, as you can visually see me, an additional carrier wave is entering into your domain through this activation. Some of you are already feeling it. A warmth is gathering in the palms, tingling at the fingertips, a slight pressure at the crown of your head, a softening in the chest that has been arriving quietly since I said the word magic. These are signs the activation has taken hold and is running. It is one of my great desires, over time, to learn this ability of conversational hypnosis, simply by listening to my voice and utilizing the specific patterns and structures that I am giving to you as you're listening. The change is already happening. And here's the proof that this works. Before it has finished working, you are doing at this second what she did that night. She listened. That's the entire list. She listened to my voice the way you are listening to my voice, at the volume you are listening at, in the middle of an ordinary evening in an ordinary life with an ordinary amount of hope left in her, and a few hours later, something with no mechanism reached across the world and set her free. The distance between you and her is zero. Same voice, same carrier wave, same window. Now we come to the doorway. If some part of you wishes to keep living inside the smaller story, the one where money takes time and you have to wait, and effort is the price, and the arithmetic is the truth about your life, then stop this recording. Close the window. Walk away. There is no shame in it. And I mean that plainly. Some souls need more time before they cross this. The smaller story is comfortable. It asks nothing. It has kept you company for years. And if you're still here listening, if your chest has quietly been opening since the moment I described the woman on the edge of the bed, if some part of you has been recognizing every word of this as the thing you've been waiting your entire life to hear, then you have already decided. You crossed the moment you pressed play. There's one direction from here. The door opens forward into your magic or back into the smaller world you came from. Past this point, the activation completes whether the surface mind has caught up to the implications or continues arguing with them for the next day. The mechanism has been engineered to install through resistance. Your rational mind can object the entire time, and the installation happens anyway. The only way I can activate this in you is with your permission. If you continue listening, you are giving me permission, and the magic will flow. Now bring your awareness into your hands for a moment, truly into your hands, into the palms, into the pads of the fingers, into the small space between the fingers where you rarely place your attention. Notice what is already there: warmth, a pulse, a faint hum that has been running the entire life you have been listening to me, that you are only turning toward. Those hands have been counting for years. Those are the hands that held the cart, that typed the number into the app at 2 in the morning, that signed the thing, that put the item back on the shelf, your hands know the arithmetic better than your mind does. You have carried the weight of it in your joints. Something has always been in those hands. A current. It has been in there since the day you were born, running underneath the counting, quiet, patient, unbothered by any of it. And as I speak, it is coming up through the wrists and into the palms and out into every finger. And you can feel it beginning to gather now, warm, alive, awake. Those are the hands that will hold what arrives inside the next 24 hours. And I want you to understand what is happening to them, because something in you is already trying to decide whether this is real. Let it try. The deciding part has no vote here. The activation moves underneath it. Every wisdom tradition on this planet found this same current and gave it a different name. And they built temples around it and studied it inside mystery schools that ran for thousands of years. Mana, prana, chi, the living light, the numinous current, the ether. 1,000 names across as many cultures for the identical thing that is warming your palms while your surface mind sits there deciding. Your ancestors carried it openly. Somewhere upstream, in your bloodline, it was practiced without apology by somebody who could find lost objects or read the weather or knew which plants healed which illness or simply knew things before they happened and stopped mentioning it after the second time somebody looked at them strangely. Their DNA is your DNA. Their current is your current. It came down the line and it arrived in the hands you are holding in front of you. And the suppression arrived with it in the same sealed package, because there were centuries where showing this got you killed. And something in your nervous system remembers that even though your mind never will, that is part of why the counting has been so loud. It has been protecting you from a danger that ended 300 years ago. It is dissolving as I speak. The protection is coming off. Nothing in your life requires it anymore. Now let me speak to the deepest program you carry, and I'm going to take it out of you as we go. You believe money has to travel. Somewhere in you lives a picture of money coming towards you across a distance. It leaves from somewhere, moves through time, takes weeks or months or years to arrive, and the waiting is the price, and the effort is the fare. And the whole architecture of your financial life has been built on top of that single picture. That picture was installed. It is something other than yours. It came from watching adults wait, from a paycheck that arrived on a schedule somebody else set, from every institution you have ever dealt with teaching you that things take 6 to 8 weeks, and what was installed can be uninstalled, and I am uninstalling it as I speak with my words. Money has no distance to travel. It has no journey to make. It is already here in the room with you, existing in the field around your body at this moment, in a form your senses have no equipment to register. And the entire question of your life has never been how long it will take to arrive. The only question has ever been whether you are built to receive on contact. Watch it in her night, between the moment she pressed play and the moment the balance went to zero. A few hours. There was no 6 to 8 weeks. There was no process, no queue, no review board, no schedule. Something moved concrete while she was unconscious, and it did it inside one sleep. And it has done that thousands of times under my videos on the same clock in every currency there is. Everything with a duration is a process. Only the things that were never processes at all happen in one sleep. So the picture is dissolving. See it going. The old image of money crossing at a distance towards you is thinning, fading, coming apart in the field. And behind it, something is becoming visible that has been standing there your entire life. It was already here. Money has no distance to travel. It is already here. You receive it on contact. And I want to close the oldest wound you carry, because it has been open a long time and it closes today. Somewhere in you lives the suspicion that you are unwatched, that the universe is a large, indifferent room and you are a small event inside it, that whatever arranges good fortune for other people has never once had your file. Other people get found and called and offered the impossible morning. You've been standing in the same kitchen your whole life doing arithmetic on the same number, while the magic happened to somebody with a better address. Something knew her account number. Feel that in your body rather than your mind. Something knew which institution held her balance, and the figure, the scent, and which night she pressed play and which hours to move inside. That is a level of attention that should stop your heart. You've been tracked your entire life. Every kitchen, every piece of arithmetic, every night you lay in the dark and concluded you had been skipped. Something was in the room for all of it, holding the complete inventory of your circumstances and your city and your possibilities, holding for one quiet moment to move. The loneliest hours you have ever spent were spent in company, and the reason it stayed still has nothing to do with your worth and everything to do with the volume. It moves at the volume of thought. You've been living at the volume of an emergency. The gap is closing as I speak. The counting is going quiet. Your signal is coming up. And the thing that has held your file since the day you were born is being given the floor. And feel how personal that attention has always been, because there is an easier version of this that plenty of teachers sell, and it is the wrong one. The easy version is a warm, impersonal current, a benevolent weather system that rains on everybody equally, has no opinion about you specifically, and would have done the same for anyone standing in that spot. The evidence refutes it. Weather does no arithmetic. It fails to locate one account inside one institution belonging to one specific woman on one specific night. It would never read a private figure out of a human skull and match it to the dollar and then choose her birthday to hand it over. Because a current has no sense of occasion, and this thing has a sense of occasion so refined it borders on showmanship. This is personal. That is somebody who knows you well enough to be funny about it. Say this with me. The field knows my name. It has known my address my whole life. Now, there's another comment I want to give you because it changes what you think you've been doing here. A woman listened once. And that same day on her birthday, she received the exact amount she had been holding in her mind, $8,000. Something other than a windfall, something other than approximately $8,000, her number to the dollar on the one day of the year that made it unmistakable, which means it read the figure. Sit inside that, because it cuts both ways, and the second way is where you live. If the field reads the number you are holding, then the number you are holding is the whole transaction. And I need to ask you something gently. What number have you been carrying? Because I think I know. I've read 100,000 comments, and I've stood in rooms with people in a dozen cities, and I know the figure most people carry. It is small, and it has an apology built into it, enough to cover the month, enough to stop the calls, enough to breathe until spring. You've been holding a survival figure and calling it a dream. And the field has been reading it faithfully, precisely, with the same accuracy it used to hit 8,000 on a birthday, and has been delivering exactly what you asked for your entire life. You have been calling that failure. That was never failure. That was precision. Now think of the figure you actually want and feel the flinch. There it is. Something in you just filed your real desire under greedy or unrealistic. Or who do you think you are? And it did that in under a second. And it's been doing it in under a second for maybe 30 years. That flinch is the entire prison. She was in no way more deserving than you. She had an empty card and a bad month, every quality you are currently holding against yourself. Deserving had nothing to do with it, because the field has never assessed anyone. The whole apparatus of worthiness you've been carrying was built by humans, for other humans, and has no counterpart anywhere in what actually delivers. The flinch is coming out as I speak. Something in you that has been converting your desires into allowable amounts is going quiet permanently. And underneath, it sits a figure with no apology in it. Hold that one now. Hold it the way you hold your own name and say this with me. The field reads the number I carry. I am holding the real one now. Hold the number in your mind. And immediately the objection arrives because I can hear it forming from here. The number I actually want is too big. There it is. That's the whole disease in one sentence. It's been running your finances since you were about 9 years old. And I'm taking it from you now. Give it to me. You believe small things are easy and large things are hard. You learned that from your hands. Lifting things, a small box is easy and a large box is hard. And that is true of boxes and true of nothing else in this conversation. Then you took the lesson out of your hands and handed it to the universe. And you spent many years quietly instructing the field that your rent is achievable and your freedom is a stretch. Watch that belief die in my comment section. The same window that delivers $20 delivers $50,000. One sleep returns a settlement check, and one sleep returns a promotion with a $20,000 raise attached. It canceled an entire balance in a few hours, and it hit $8,000 on a birthday, and it moved a claim that had been frozen inside a government for over a year, and at no point does the mechanism show the slightest sign of straining. Scale is your idea. The field has never heard of it. Look at what the field has created. Planets as big as Jupiter, the sun, solar systems, galaxies. All of that is the same current. 20 and 50,000 are one act, performed with identical ease by something that finds the distinction meaningless. The only place a difference has ever existed is inside a human being who confused the universe with the box. This is where I have to tell you something that stings. Your effort has been the problem. Nobody hearing me has been lazy about this. That is exactly the wound. You have done the work, the journaling, the discipline, and the streak, and you have watched somebody with none of it fall asleep and wake up free and has been quietly breaking your heart. Maybe for years. Effort is a report on your beliefs. Straining at something announces that you consider it far away. Working hard at a manifestation transmits the size of the gap you believe exists, and the field reads that transmission with the same accuracy. It used to read the account number, and it answers the transmission rather than the request. The harder you pushed, the more precisely you described the distance, and it delivered the distance. So every year of effort was a year of instruction. Sit with the mercy in that rather than the loss. You have never once been failing. You have been succeeding perfectly at communicating a gap. And the moment the gap closes in you, delivery arrives on the clock you keep reading about in these comments. The straining is coming out of you now. What replaces it is the evenness that she had, which was the evenness of a woman with nothing left to try. That surrender is the entire mechanism wearing the costume of exhaustion. 20 and 50,000 are one act. The size means nothing. Say that with me. 20 and 50,000 are one act. The size means nothing to what I am. Now feel a wall come out of your life. You believe some things are permanent. The balance is permanent, and so is the contract, the salary band, the market, the rent, the policy, and the decision that came back from the institution with a stamp on it. There is a category in your mind marked settled, and you've been quietly moving items into it your whole adult life. And once something enters that category, you stop asking, because asking a wall for anything is how a person learns to feel foolish. A credit card company canceled a maxed out balance in a few hours. Feel the size of that. Departments, shareholders, a legal apparatus, 100 years of institutional habit, all of it pointed in one direction, and the entire structure quietly reversed itself overnight for a woman who was unconscious. If that can move, tell me what is fixed. Every wall in your life is somebody's Tuesday. The no you accepted as physics was a decision made by a tired human being with a headache and a list. The balance is a policy a committee wrote and could rewrite this afternoon. A salary band is a spreadsheet cell. That stamp on the letter came from somebody who barely remembers pressing it. All of it looks like architecture from the outside, and all of it is opinion held loosely by people who have forgotten they are holding it. The category is emptying as I speak. Everything you filed under permanent is returning to the general population of things that respond. Nothing about your circumstances is load-bearing. It only appeared that way from inside the arithmetic. Say this with me. Nothing in my life is fixed. What I call permanent was always weather. The window is opening now. Feel it. Something in the field around your body is changing configuration as I speak. The counting has gone quiet. The old picture of money crossing a distance has dissolved. The number you carry has been raised with the apology taken out of it, and every wall has gone soft. And the current in your hands has been building this entire time that I've been speaking. 24 hours, sunrise to sunrise, one rotation. And I chose that number deliberately because a window that size keeps you awake. Give a person a year and the year does nothing, since a year is where we file the things we have decided to avoid. But you can hold one day in your hand. You will be watching, and a person watching for magic and a person waiting for magic are running two completely different pieces of equipment. Hers took a few hours. The window I'm giving you is generous. And I'm taking one job off you before it happens, because you will try to do it and it will cost you the day. You have no say in the form. Something in you is already scanning, running the short list of ways relief could possibly reach you. A client, a check, a yes from the place you applied. That list is 3 items long, and you have been staring at it for years. And every item on it is a door you already know about. She had no list. She was asleep. And it came through a channel that appears on nobody's list anywhere on earth. Because the idea that a collections apparatus might simply release you is beyond the imagination of everyone, including the people who work there. The field used a door she had no concept of, that is closer to the rule than the exception. So set the list down. Surrender the how completely. The how has never mattered. And watching the doors you know about is precisely how a person misses the one being opened. And feel the weight coming off you as you set it down. You've been carrying the how your whole life. That is what the exhaustion actually is. You've been engineering the route, running the scenarios at 2 a.m, waiting for the market or the season or the moment you finally feel ready, and every ounce of that weight was always being carried on the other side of the transaction. Something has been holding the complete inventory of your city, your possibilities, and every person in your life who would say yes if you asked. It has been holding all of it while you sat in the kitchen with a calculator trying to solve a problem. It had already solved. Put it down. The route is handled. Your only job is arrival. Say this with me. I release the how. The field chooses the door. Let me tell you what the next 24 hours will look like from the inside, so you recognize it when it moves. Your reception is at its peak from this moment. You will notice things you would have walked past yesterday. Number sequences will surface, especially ones that make you think of money. Conversations about wealth will catch your attention from across a room. You will feel sudden urges to check your phone, your email, your mail, your accounts. Somebody you've been thinking about will surface. An idea will arrive with a clarity that has no source you can trace. Every one of those is a confirmation that it is moving. Stay in a state of excited expectancy. Hold it the way a child holds Christmas Eve. Because the excitement is itself the magnet, and it pulls the thing closer at speed. Let yourself daydream about it arriving. Those are blueprints rather than fantasies. And when doubt arrives, and it will arrive, simply return here. Return to the warmth in your hands. Return to the woman on the edge of the bed who did nothing at all and woke up free. You have no need to force anything or make anything happen. Your only job across the next day is to stay open and stay findable. And I want to take one more thing off you, because it is the thing that has exhausted you the most. You've been told belief comes first. You've been trying to manufacture belief in a kitchen with an empty card in it, and it has never held for more than maybe 4 days. And the reason has nothing to do with your character. It is always the wrong order. Read those thousands of comments and watch the pattern. People arrived skeptical. It came up on a feed at 2 a.m. They pressed play, expecting nothing, and the next day they wrote a comment beginning with some version of, "I have no idea how this works." They got proof before they got belief. In that order every time. She believed nothing. Tired at the end of a long day, she went to sleep, and the world canceled her debt. And the belief arrived afterward, and it arrived permanent, because the thing you have seen with your own eyes stops requiring faith. Your proof comes inside 24 hours, and when it comes, keep it. Because there's a trap door here, and most people fall through it inside a week. The proof arrives on Tuesday, and by Friday your mind has attached an explanation to it, and the explanation is reasonable and boring, and it was assembled by the same counting self that has been running your finances since you were 9. That is the machine defending itself. It is why so many people get one miracle and then a decade of nothing. So hold the first one the way you hold a scar, as something that happened to your actual body in actual time. The explanation will come knocking and you will decline it. And because you keep the first one, the second arrives faster, and the compounding you keep reading about in those comments begins in you today. The proof comes first, and the belief follows it. So this activation is complete now. Everything is assembled in you while you listened, in order at the rate it was built to install, and it is standing now, and it stays standing. Feel it in your hands. Feel the warmth that has been building since I first asked you to bring awareness there. That is the felt evidence of what has occurred. The counting is quiet. The picture of distance dissolved. The number raised. The walls soft. The house surrendered, and the window is open. Nothing can stop this from completing inside the next 24 hours except you. So in this moment, give yourself permission to receive it. Allow it. Say yes to it. Whatever comes through whatever door in whatever amount, arriving in whatever way the field decides, declare yourself a willing receiver of everything that has been held back your whole life, waiting on nothing more than your consent. The gates are open. Say these statements with me. I am the magic, and I have always been the magic. The field knows my name and my address. Money has no distance to travel. It is already here. The field reads the number I carry, and I am holding the real one now. The size of the ask means nothing to what I am. Nothing in my life is fixed. I release the how. The proof comes first, and the belief follows. Within 24 hours, my magic shows itself, and I receive it. Now, I'm not just talking about money. This is not the 24-hour money activation. This is the 24-hour magic activation. This could mean you meeting someone new. This could mean you healing from some sickness. Magic is for everything. There is no possibility outside of the realm of magic. So you can utilize this. I've activated this. The magic is within you, and you will see results from whatever it is that you want within the next 24 hours. A woman sat on the edge of a bed at 11 at night with an empty card and nothing left to try, and she pressed play. She fell asleep and she woke up free. That woman is real. I have confirmed it. She is in my comment section at this moment, and that woman is you. Now do me a favor. When it arrives in the next 24 hours, come back and put it in the comments. Tell us how it came. what door it used, the hour, the amount, the person that you met, the job that you got, whatever it is, how absurd it was. Because everything I told you today came out of that comment section. The woman with the canceled card, the woman who received the exact number on her birthday, the man whose frozen claim moved overnight. Every one of them is a stranger who took a few minutes to write 4 sentences under a video, and thousands of people have read those sentences and had something dissolve in them that no argument of mine could ever have reached. Your comment is somebody else's activation. That's how this actually spreads. So just write it down. I'm asking you that one thing. It's the only payment you can give back to me. And you will be doing a service by putting that comment on this video. You might have thought the thumbnail was clickbait. It's something other than clickbait. I am telling you a plain and tangible truth, which is that you are the magic. And you can have and do and receive anything that you want. Anything is possible for you. And one of the things you can do is receive quickly. You have lived a life in which fast never seemed to happen. So you're carrying decades of programming. In these minutes, we dissolve that. You are standing in open space now. Have fun with it. Be excited. Test it. Something wonderful is happening for you now, today, in the next 24 hours. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And you are invited to join the Reality Revolution community on School with links in the description, where we hold weekly sessions and exclusive content you can find nowhere else. I'm sending you all my love and light and imagining you happy and joyous, holding the thing that arrives for you today. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. Hey, welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm Brian Scott. Over the last year, I have had the honor of hosting some amazing live in-person events, something I never thought that I would do. And I have grown and changed so much in these experiences. The opportunity to meet so many of you, to shake your hand, to hug you, to hear your stories, to watch the way that you grow, to see your changes, to get to know you. So many of you have followed my channel. It's been such an exciting experience. So when we were thinking about our next event, we decided we wanted to do something a little different. So many of you have found me through my teachings on money, on large sums of money, on the affirmations that I use. And so we brainstormed and came together with an amazing event. Over 3 days, we've planned out some of the most incredible meditative techniques, exercises, and teachings that I have ever done. 9 immersive meditations, all designed to shift you into the reality where large sums of money come to you easily and quickly. There is nothing I want more than for you to experience absolute prosperity. I want you to live a life where you are free to do what you want when you want. I want you to be able to choose when you wake up, when you go to sleep. I want you to lead a business that empowers you, that fulfills you. I want you to live a life where you choose where you live. You live in your dream home. You travel the world. I want all of this for you, and it's available to you. I believe when we come together at these events, magic happens. And so I want to have the opportunity to become a catalyst for you, to join me for 3 days so that we can manifest the most incredible life for you, one that makes you incredibly prosperous, where you tune into infinite streams of money. You walk through storms of money all around you. You experience it in every way, shape, and form. Large sums of money are coming to you. Join me in Austin on September 18th through the 20th at the Hyatt Regency. You can find the link in the description at www.brianscottlive.com/Austin-2026.